Good evening, I'm Fatai Whaingaa and welcome to your news bulletin for this evening with Television Tonga News. Making headlines, His Majesty King Debo VI urges the people of Ewa to continue ensuring sufficient food supply in the island. Upcoming commissioning of high-speed internet in Tonga provoked concerns over its good and bad impacts on youth. And Honourable Lupapau Utuita awards the President and Chairman of the Tonga Rugby Union Board, Ebeli Taione. There will also be other news items later on in this bulletin, together with the regional news, sports and the weather forecast later on, but here's your news in detail. Their Majesties King Debo VI and Queen Anasma'u have safely arrived to Nuku'alofa this morning. This is after 2 weeks of travelling around the outer islands of Vava'u, Hapai, Ewa and the Tuniwas to officiate in all the Royal Aquacultural and Handicraft Show 2013. Kalalaine Tonglava reports.
Ewa's Royal Aquaculture Show wrapped up the Royal Aquaculture Show for the Outer Islands, which was held on Saturday. In His Majesty's official royal address to open Ewa's show, he thanked the Almighty for His guidance that has brought together the people and visitors for the show. His Majesty King Debo VI also revealed that he was pleased to visit the island of Ewa again. King Debo VI also highlighted he is pleased to witness the outcome of the people's hard work in the fields of agriculture, fisheries, and the handicrafts production. During his royal opening address, His Majesty called on the islanders to unite and work together to ensure food security and sustainable food supply for the island. King Debo VI stressed that although the island is known for its abundance of food supply, yet the people need to work together to ensure that they have a sustainable food supply at all times. In His Majesty's opening remarks, he also spoke of the benefits that the island's newly commissioned vessel, the MV Onemato, brings. King Debo VI believes that the vessel brings opportunities for the islanders to ship their local agricultural produce to Nuku'alofa for marketing. Meanwhile, in responding to the address from His Majesty, the Honourable Minister of Agriculture, Food, Forestry and Fisheries, Sengsta Saulala, thanked their Majesties for officiating in all the Royal Agricultural Show in the Outer Islands. The Honourable Minister also spoke of the successful agricultural projects conducted in Ewa. It includes the vanilla plantations, where Ewa has won the award for the productions of the most vanilla produce, with a record of more than 5,000 vanillas. The Agricultural Minister also stated that Tongatapu came second in the award with the productions of more than 3,000 vanillas. Vava'u came in third place with more than 2,000 vanillas produced. The minister also says that Ewa vanilla growers can earn up to 100,000 pa'anga from the production of vanilla. He also spoke of the sheep project in Ewa, where 50 locals are looking after various sheep farms on the island. Also, in regards to the Tongangava plantations, the Ministry of Agriculture has recorded 450 acres of land that has been used for planting of the Tongangava. The Honourable Minister of Agriculture also announced that his ministry are urging the local people to plant more sandalwood as it can inject revenue to the island in the future. After the formalities, Their Majesties inspected all the booths while the islanders' fruits of labour were displayed, which was held at New Eiki Field. Meanwhile, local growers, fishermen and handicrafts women in Tongatapu are preparing for the island's Royal Agricultural and Handicraft Show 2013, which will be held this Friday and Saturday at the Fungamana Field in Atele. Reporting for Television Tonga News, I'm Caroline Tonglava.
In Parliament, the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, Lord Fafanua, has this morning ordered the adjournment of the Legislative Assembly's deliberations due to a quorum. In the meantime, the ordinary deliberations of the House will resume tomorrow and will be broadcast live on Radio Tonga 1 and 2. This comes after 2 weeks' break in order to allow the members of the House to attend the Royal Agricultural Show 2013. His Majesty King Debo VI will officially commission the Tonga cable system at 10:30 Wednesday morning this week. The Chief Executive Officer of the Ministry of Information and Communication, Paula Ma'u, revealed this to Radio and Television Tonga News this morning. Sinlato reports.
After the official commissioning of the cable system, the local internet carrier, Tonga Communication Corporation, TCC, will resume distribution of the internet to its customers. The Chief Executive Officer of the Ministry of Information and Communication, Paula Ma'u, says the other local internet service provider, together with Digicel, will resume internet distribution in a later date. The new internet system will be distributed to homes and workplaces in a speed of more than 5,000 megabit per second in comparison to the current speed of the internet in Tonga. However, when the commissioning of the cable system completes, the people will no longer face the similar problems they are facing, especially with the current internet disruptions. The CEO says the new fees for the internet is currently under discussion. We've discussed issues in relates to the cost, hoping that we might cut the cost with 40 to 50% in comparison to its current fees. The Tonga cable system is a multi-million-dollar project funded by the Asian Development Bank, World Bank, Tonga Communication Corporation, and the government. The cable is laid under the seabed, connected from the Southern Cross Company of Fiji to Nuku'alofa. The commissioning of the new cable system will be held at the Tonga Cable Limited's headquarters in Sopotaufa. For Television Tonga News, I'm Sinalato.
With the upcoming high-speed internet to Tonga, there's hope that government will limit the types of websites that the youth can access to. The call was made by two experts, Dr. Ate Foliaki Moala of Wellington, New Zealand, and the director of Tupou Tertiary Institute, Reverend Dr. Milena Puloka, during a televised program on Television Tonga. This is part of their attempt to address many social problems faced by youth due to the misuse of the internet. Linda Filia reports.
The televised program on Television Tonga aimed at protecting youth whom are the vulnerable to bad impacts of internet nowadays. Dr. Ate Foliaki Moala says there are benefits that high-speed internet might bring for the country and also have negative impacts. She also called on the parents to be more cautious regarding these problems. I am concerned with the issue of pornography because it is a social problem that affects the youth in Tonga. Most countries around the world are accessible to high-speed internet, and 60% of the children from age 7 to 11 have access to websites containing illegal images. About 80% of the children above the age of 11 have access to the same websites. We understand that TCC and Digicel are the internet service provider, but they are businesses. They need to block these websites. We do not want the bad bitches available for our children, as they are the future of our country. Meanwhile, Reverend Dr. Milena Puloka says the problem with pornography has been affecting the kingdom for a while. I feel nervous when we are about to witness the high-speed internet here in Tonga because the youth are able to access to faster internet connection and also leads to pornographical images. I'm concerned about their lives and their future. Our brain was not designed to capture all those disturbing images. The two women have submitted a letter to the Tongan government to divert its attention to the matter. In the meantime, the CEO of the Ministry of Information and Communication, Paula Ma'u, has confirmed that they had received this letter, but it's still on process. He also clarified that the high-speed internet will be more easy to use, and it also can help limit the web pages that youth can access to it because it is controlled by the internet service provider TCC.
A teenage boy and a man have been charged and accused of manslaughter in regards to the death of a teenage boy at the Sopotaufa Ahau last Friday. The Deputy Police Commissioner, Sokai Matopaka, confirms this to Radio and Television Tonga News this morning. He says the incident occurred when one of the suspects turned on a block crusher while the victim was inside cleaning the machine. It occurred at one of the local block company. The two suspects remain in custody until their appearance at the magistrate court next Monday. Meanwhile, in a separate incident, police have arrested another suspect and alleged of connection to the death of a 14-year-old girl at Viola Hospital last Friday. This was after a 34-year-old woman was arrested last week and accused on the same crime committed. The Deputy Police Commissioner Motopaka says the two suspects are close relatives of the deceased. They were charged of an alleged manslaughter. They will appear in the Magistrate Court next Tuesday. Honourable Lupepa Utuita has tied the knot with the President and Chairman of Tonga Rugby Union Board, Epeli Taione. The wedding ceremony was held in Suva, Fiji during the weekend. The bride's uncle, Tuihala Fatai Tuita, gave away the bride at the wedding ceremony. Honourable Lupepa'u is Princess Pilolevu and Lord Tuita's eldest daughter. Mr. Taione is a popular figure in the rugby field and currently holds the position of chairman and president of the Rugby Union Board. He's the second son of Tai and Senofoni of Kolomotua. The people of Tongatapu's preparation for the upcoming Royal Agricultural and Handicraft Show 2013 are in full swing. This will be the final show for this year after starting off from the Northern Islands in the previous weeks. In Tongatapu, the Ministry of Agriculture has completed inspections of some villages as part of the preparations for the annual show this weekend.
The Ministry of Agriculture have conducted village inspections in many villages in Tongatapu during the weekend. According to the Chief Executive Officer of the Ministry of Agriculture, Food, Forestry and Fisheries, Rosaline Maasi, this is the final inspection for smaller and bigger towns and also for the districts. It was a heartwarming program and we were happy to see the outcome of people working together. The town officers in their respective villages, the district officers working together with their own town officers, and the women groups in each village. I believe that every village have their village committee that worked together. Mrs. Maasi says all towns were decorated with traditional tapas, mats, and also displays its agricultural produce. This is very important. We are very glad that this is held together with the Royal Agricultural Show. I believe if the agricultural show wasn't held, then this wouldn't be possible. The people are cleaning up their homes. Us in the ministry are very happy because we see that the people are taking this seriously, not for our sake, but for their own benefits. The villages that took part in the inspections began from Siatotai to Ha'atafu in the western side. Also, inspections were held in Hofua and Haveluloto for the central district and from the Holonga village onwards to New Toa for the eastern district. These are pre-competitions held as part of the preparations for the Royal Agricultural and Handicraft Show 2013.
New uniforms have been presented by a missionary group from Ewa but resided in Australia to the crew members of the MV Onemato. The assistance is estimated at around 4,000 pa'anga, which is a way of ensuring the safety of crew members whom are serving the public in their inter-island travels. Whanonga Veikoso with the details.
The donation was presented by the Free Wesleyan Church minister in charge in Ewa to all crew members of the MV Onemato. The presentation of the gifts was carried out at Ngāwhanua Wharf in Ohonua. According to the district officer of the Eastern District of Ewa, Tuifio Finau, it is important for the crew members to work according to the regulations from Port Authority in ensuring the safety of the workers. These materials include a full working uniform to be used by the captain and the crew members because one of the policies required by the Port Authority is related to the staff safety. Meanwhile, the captain of the MV Onemato, Viliami Tukumoeatu, says they are pleased to receive this donation. We are thankful and happy in receiving this donation, and we hope that the workers will be safe during working hours in using the shoes, uniforms, and the helmets. The crew members have begun using these uniforms. For Television Tonga News.
That's the local news. Pacific is up next.